don't care. I'm gonna do it. Turn the camera on, please. Please turn the camera on.
I'm gonna do it.
Turn the camera on, please. Please turn the camera on.
Oh, hi. I'm Paulish DeSilva. There's a great movie called The Umbrellas of Cherbourg by a filmmaker from France called Jacques Demy with music by Michel Legrand. This movie appears in 2 best-of-all-time lists. Now, just think about how many movies don't appear on any list, the hundreds of thousands of movies that didn't make it to anything, and this movie appears in both. It appears in Best Use of Color, probably because of the wacky wallpaper. And it's also on Best Use of Music, because guess what? They sing the whole entire screenplay, like this.
Tous ces gens qui chantent, moi tu comprends, ça me fait mal. J'aime mieux le ciné, tu l'as déjà dit.
And even this guy who just comes in for just one little word.
Bonjour madame.
Bonjour.
Au revoir.
For a lot of people that wouldn't work, but they found a way to make it work. And that's important, because this...
I know just what you mean. Oh, Dark Passage, 1947.
Oh, hi there, Ghost of Ginger Rogers. How are you today?
Does that surprise you? A song and dance girl like me, being a fan of film noir?
What?
Well, both Bogey and Bacall called me up, worried about the risk of her looking at the camera all the time, and we, the audience, were the point of view for the mysterious man.
Hang on. That's not the same thing at all. That only happens in the beginning of the movie, correct?
Haven't you seen the film?
I saw that movie about a zillion years ago. Yes, I did see it.
You have a show about movies, and you're fuzzy on the classics.
Please stop, I won't tell.
Will you just answer me, please? That whole thing where we're the main character, that's only in the beginning of the movie, correct?
Settle down, Polish. Soon enough, the bandages come off to reveal, ta-da, Mr. Humphrey Bogart. It wasn't easy pulling that off back then. The cameras were the size of an icebox. Too bad they didn't ask me to do a cameo. Well, just a little tap dance for a scene or two.
No one loves movies from that era more than I do. But what you're talking about is not the same thing that I'm talking about.
Well then, we'll just make this episode about what I'm saying.
You know what? I loved you in Stage Door and Top Hat, but I think that means that maybe you're not the best Hollywood legend to haunt my ashtray. The sun is round, the world is round, the moon is round. There's another movie, though, called Alice by a great filmmaker called Jen Skankmeyer. Go to YouTube or anywhere, I'll put his name down in the comments. He makes these great short films, and he made some full-length feature films, including an adaptation of Alice in Wonderland called Alice. And I think it's the only true adaptation that really works. Listen, in this book, it's like she's dreaming. You know what I mean? Like sometimes she thinks that things are weird, but sometimes she's weird and she doesn't think anything is weird. Just like when you dream, and his is the only version, I think, that captured that. So I was sitting there loving this movie, and all of a sudden, something happened. They got a close-up of Alice right when she said something like, curiouser and curiouser. They got a little close-up of that little girl's mouth saying,
Alice thought to herself.
A couple minutes later, it happened again.
Thought Alice to herself.
Close-up of that little girl's mouth.
Said Alice to herself. Thought Alice to herself. Thought Alice to herself.
I thought to myself, this cannot surely go through the whole entire movie. Well, guess what? It did. And as much as I like that movie, and I love you, Jen Skankmeyer, or whatever your name is, however you pronounce it, that one little technique you did, it just didn't work.
Cried the Mad Hatter.
Rarely in the history of film, a filmmaker tries to take on the challenge of creating something unique that goes through his whole entire movie or hers. And sometimes it works like Jacques Demy's Umbrella of Cherbourg, and sometimes it doesn't, like in Jen Skankmeyer's Alice. At least it didn't for me. Well, how about that? The whole time I've been talking, Dwaddenham has been putting together a little montage of editing from the movies I was talking about. So maybe he's going to treat it.
Off with the head! Off with the head! Off with the head! Off with the head! Off with the head!
Wow.